各位朋友大家好，今日咧我有個好特別嘅節目。喺呢個節目咧，我請咗一個我哋華人參政嘅其實廣東人嚟㗎。佢咧就喺度參選緊即係加州 San Francisco 嗰邊個校董會啊。呢個校董會咧，好多人都唔知係做乜嘅，但係其實好重要㗎，關係到我哋下一代，成個下一代點樣成長，成個國家嘅前途。咁今日我請佢嚟咧，就講下咧佢點解要參選，佢參選嘅目的係咩，而且參選係有即係針對咩問題啦嚇。咁即係講完之後咧，佢會就同大家即係介紹一下佢成個背景所有呢啲。咁我就覺得佢好難得㗎，即係華人參政唔係咁容易㗎。我自己參政咧，我自己選咗咧，即係淨係去敲門啊，嗌人投票敲咗成萬個門，真係攰到傻啫。但係就好勇敢呢種精神係咪先啦？我哋華人嚟咗咁多年啦，真係參政啲人唔係咁多㗎。咁我而家俾大家睇下佢個網頁睇下先。而家我同大家 share screen 唔一定 share 得咁容易啊嚇。而家你睇喺網度見到咧，呢就係佢個網頁嚟㗎啦。佢個網頁咧我哋可以一路睇佢喺度佢喺度競選緊。咁大家都有興趣咧，就即係去個網頁睇下咧。另外咧，就請大家俾佢一啲支持咯，因為選舉好唔容易㗎。嗰時我哋呢邊選一個議員七七八八都要成，即係如果國會議員要200萬美金㗎。咁校董會梗係唔使咁多，咁但係咧都係好重要，大家嘅支持一定好重要。而且咧最後咧就唔好話有人俾錢俾呢個100、200或者1000、2000、1萬、2萬都有。但係就算係5蚊都係表示一個你自己嘅支持，即係一杯咖啡錢啦。咁我而家稍微講下，好快去講一下，我怕佢唔記得咗講咧，就係點咧？就係佢競選呢個咧係無黨，唔係黨派職位嚟㗎。儘管佢受到一啲即係比較保守啲人士嘅支持，但係佢唔係嗰個民主黨或者共和黨嘅候選人，因為校董會咧就唔能夠有黨派嘅咁樣嘅即係參與選舉嘅，所以佢唔係一個黨派嘅候選人，但係咧佢嘅觀點係相對比較保守嘅。咁另外一個好重要嘅事情就係話咧，大家如果捐款俾佢嗰時咧，你捐款咧係咁樣捐嘅，即係。我以前就試過，好多人就話自己銀荷包真係好多錢啦，係咪先啦？幾百蚊都好多錢啦。喺校董會呢個層面捐款咧，你可以公司捐㗎。比如你有個餐館咁，你一餐館攞出嚟咧，就係你個開支嚟㗎啦嘛。所以大家可以即係有小生意，我哋華人小生意多啦，咁大家可以小生意就可以小生意可以捐款。對唔住，我啱有個電話，我刪晒啲電話先。小生意可以捐款，所以咁樣咧對佢幫助幾大㗎，而且幫助我哋華人參政啊。咁我下邊就請阿 Tom 上嚟啦。我而家請個 Tom 上嚟啦嚇。喂，
早晨。
今日你嗰邊好早晨啊嚇。我而家咧就請你能夠先用你自己，即係用你自己嘅話，你介紹一下你自己啦。因為我知道今日後尾採訪都係用英文嘅，點解咧？因為要需要英文，就你嘅選民咧係唔係咁多，就係廣東人嘛。咁我哋採訪用英文，但係之前咧可唔可以先請你用廣東話咧介紹幾句自己咧？
可以。因為我個名係 Tom Wong，我而家咧係 run for Hayward School Board。I'm a candidate for the school district of Hayward. I'll be representing 190,000 people here and their kids, their family, the community. I'll be representing them if I get elected to the school board. So please vote for me. I am running this November.
好啦，咁下邊跟住咧，我哋轉英文啦嚇，轉台，而家轉台啊！大家如果呢個好重要就係你哋聽完之後，你去嗌你仔女聽㗎，大家都好重要，因為呢個三藩市嗰邊啲教育咧就已經好成問題啦。咁我而家轉台啦嚇，對唔住啊。Hi Tom, very nice to hear from you. And would you please first tell people who you are, what's your background, and then why are you running?
Definitely. I am a small business owner. I own 2 businesses. I own a private security company and a training facility. And I also invest in property as well. I just started investing in property. A little about my background. Both my parents immigrated here from China to escape communism. I grew up in public housing, went to public school. I went to Skyline College in San Bruno, where I obtained a criminal justice degree. I attended College of San Mateo for Police Academy. I graduated from that. I also attended the University, Utah Valley University for aviation management. I fell in love with the drone industry, transferred up to University of North Dakota, where I was studying commercial aviation and specialized in unmanned aircraft systems. So I could fly the big military drones.
I see.
So everything from protection everything from protection to technology to investment, I am very well-rounded and successful. I'm blessed to be successful.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, we have a lot of Chinese Americans who, have the same experience. They can share your experience because so many of them are small businessmen. They are down to the earth. They understand the country. I'm in Washington. I think people like you understand the country so much better than people around me. So tell me about the position of school board. What kind of position, what school board does?
Well, I'm running for the Hayward School Board, and it is a very important position that is underreported or underwatched. So the school board actually keeps the schools functioning. They make sure that the regulations are met, that the budget is in check, and that it is functioning and thriving, that we don't drive it to the ground. There are several issues like how to best represent the community. Right now, like school closures during the pandemic, that's the parents didn't want it. They want to open up sooner. That's something the school board can make a decision on, if the children should be vaccinated or masked, or even if indoctrination, we can actually stop indoctrination from happening. And how to protect children from materials that are might be harmful to.
There are a lot of issues here. So let's get back a little bit here. First, tell our audience what is the budget of the school operation, and how does that relate to your property, and how much taxpayer money, who pay for that?
So right now, the school board takes in annually of $300 million. And our proficiency rate, it's only at 35%. We are robbing our kids of their future, their ability to read a job application, to write a resume, or even count money.
Yeah, let me cut back here a little bit to explain to our audience. And I think I explained to the audience a little bit in Cantonese as well. So you mean in your district, in a rich area like San Francisco, what's the method or the English? I didn't get that. The math or English, where you're talking about the proficiency?
It is a combination of both.
Combination of both math and language. 而家講翻一句就而家講翻，即係喺咁有錢嘅地方啊，三藩市啲公立學校啊，啲學生讀寫同埋數學嘅能力咧，20%？35%。
35%。
現在35%嘅學生啊，能夠達到呢個要求就可以讀可以做數學，真係好慘呢個數字。So let's get back into English. So 35% proficiency. Yes. I am shocked.
I was too when I found out.
Mm-hmm. That means most of the kids trained by public school should not be qualified for college. Am I right?
Correct. They are not even proficient to graduate high school, not alone middle school. They might be able to graduate middle school, but definitely not even high school.
But do they get that number does not reflect in the graduation rate. So we see almost 100% graduation rate.
They are graduating the kids based on age, not performance. So that tends to be a big problem.
Yeah, in that case, if we talk about that rate, that horrible 35% rate, and tell us about the racial divide. First, let's say how many, what's the percentage of Asian kids graduating with inefficiency?
Asian kids are graduating at a higher proficiency than the others, than the Hispanics or the Blacks. So they're doing quite well compared to everybody else. But the numbers are still staggering that it's low, and we could do better. Most Asian families actually will take their kids and go to a charter school or a private school. But we still have some families who can't afford it and do the best they can. But the Asians are doing just a little bit better.
Yeah, that means many of them have to pay their own money on top of their tax. Say you already pay tax for school district, and then you pay again another time, for your kids to go to school. Here's what I found out in our district. Virginia was Northern Virginia, where I live, was the center of the storm last year on education, right? Many parents actually did not find out how bad the school was until, the school kicked the kids out back home during the pandemic. And so at this point, based on what your observation, how many parents actually realize that?
A lot of parents, majority of them realize it now how bad the system is, and they feel powerless that they can't do anything about it. But I'm here to tell them that I'm here. I'm going to be your voice. I'm going to be the voice of reasoning on the board, and I will bring their concerns to the board. Right now, a lot of parents go to these board meetings and they voice their frustration, and the board is just shutting them out. They do what they want to do. They don't listen to the public. They don't listen to the parents, and they don't even listen to their kids, to the students, to the people that they're representing. They want to do what they want to do, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, my understanding is that your district is a solid Democratic district, right? So is the board solid Democrat also?
So the candidates on the board members, they all
current board. My question is the current board.
The current board. Yeah, the current board, it's they tend to be more left. They tend to be more Democrats or left thinking than conservatives, or even in the middle. I am openly registered as a Republican. This is a non-party race. You don't have to be any party to be registered with any party for this race. But I am registered as a conservative, as a Republican. I've received endorsements from other Republicans and Republican.
Very rare in California, yes. Especially in San Francisco. Yeah, but it's time for people like you to have a voice. We all know that, and at least I don't think Asian parents are that left. Especially, I came from mainland China. I suffered under communism. Well, that route doesn't lead anywhere. It leads to hell. Let's say this. So, and what's your plan to reform? If you're elected to the school board, first, what can you do? What will you do? And what you plan to do?
So if I elected to the school board, I will guarantee that the parents will have a voice in their students, in their kids' education, and how the school is run. And I will ensure that the materials being taught are to education standards, not by ideology, not by a particular group of people pushing their narrative and agendas. I want them to focus on the reading, writing, math, science, art, music, sports. I want them to have the tools and the knowledge they need to be successful in life.
Yeah.
So by hiring qualified teachers, by hiring teachers with experience, that would actually help. So I'm going to get rid of the bad teachers, the ones that just sit there for a paycheck because they're tenured. I will get rid of those teachers. And
give me an example. First, I want a few examples from you so audience can understand it better. First, the example of bad materials taught at school and the example of bad teachers.
So bad materials is when you're teaching kids in elementary school about sex, about gay sex, about how to perform, but to make it into a storybook, that is wrong. That is not age appropriate, and that will be removed from it. And in middle school, they're teaching them about activism, of how to join the BLM, how to be eco-activist in tearing up the city. That's not right. To indoctrinate kids at that age, or even telling kids at preschool to middle school level that if you don't like your sex, you can change it. I mean, that is wrong. We should not be telling kids to do that. If a kid wants to be a pirate, we don't cut out an eye and cut off one of their legs. I mean, kids have imaginations. Let them be children. Let them have fun with their imagination. But at the same time, we need to teach them their ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s, and focus on that without interjecting this type of material into their curriculum, into their books, into their storybooks and their textbooks. We can't interject those kind of ideology into it. It needs to be bland. It needs to be direct. That's the type of textbook materials we need.
Yeah, you see, in the past, about past 15 years, something like that, I read the data is kids, boys and girls who wants, under 16, who wants to change their sex increase 20,000 times. 20,000 times. And it has a lot to do with school education, I'm quite sure. If school thinks it's okay, it's okay. But I also met some devastated parents, devastated because of that. And but also the left also argue that's the freedom. So what would be your argument for, kids having sex change and school teaching or encouraging it?
I would tell them to wait. So when kids have sex changes, when they're on hormone blockers and they take off their breast and their reproductive organs, study has shown that they commit the highest number of suicide, because when they grow older, when they get into their late teens or early 20s, they finally realized that what they did was they mutilated their body. They are depressed. They don't fit in society anymore. They can't move on forward with their life, and they commit suicide. And that's what generally tend to happen. And we're seeing that at an alarming rate. I believe California gives children the ability to change their sex without parents' permission. And that's wrong. If you're under the age of 18, we can't allow you to have surgery without parents' permission. So it comes back to, if you want to be a pirate, you don't cut off your leg and one of your eyes. I mean, what happens?
It takes away people's choice in the future. And, speaking as a Chinese, I think Chinese has a very bad cursing words for people, 囤积举孙 in Mandarin, 断子绝孙, and that's a very bad, traditionally, that's a very bad curse. So in a way, allowing underage kids to make that sort of decision, especially in Asian eyes, it's a very serious decision, which should not be left for kids. That's my belief as well. So, and give me an example of bad teachers.
Bad teachers are the ones that indoctrinate your children into their personal belief. you will understand what homosexual is and is acceptable at the third grade, at second grade, and that they're telling them you're gay in second grade. I mean, that is too young to tell people that you're born gay, and that is just not right. Or that trans is it's okay to dress up or use your pronouns. My teachers, when pronouns, when you use he, she, it is a pronoun. They is not a pronoun. They is a third person. When you start teaching he, she, they, you are actually destroying the English language.
Which has been destroyed a lot. Here's that. Well, in that case, you plan to get rid of bad teachers. You will be facing the very powerful teachers' unions.
I will be, and I'm up to the challenge. And this is what I would tell the unions if they push back against me, that I am elected by the people. I represent the people, the community, the parents, the students of the community. And if they elect me as their board member, I will be their voice. And I will tell them, I do not answer to the union. I answer to the people.
Here, remember, the two big major teachers unions, the NEA and the AFT, they have about 4 million members. And each election, they spend a lot of money. And I guarantee your opponent will be greatly outspent you with teachers union. So here, I believe lots of Asian parents would identify what you will think, not only Asian and other parents with common sense. So tell us how can they support you?
They can support me by donating to my campaign. Every dollar counts. They are spending millions of dollars right now to run ads against me. MailChimp suspended my account, so I can't email out to masses. I have had signs stolen, even in front of my house. So they are coming after me. They don't want me to be on the board. They know I'm a threat to them, and I will actually turn that school district around. I have the knowledge, the experience, I have the will, I have wisdom, and I am a guardian for the children, and they don't like that. And I will stand up to evil and bad people and bad policies, and I will speak my mind, and I will not back down. And it scares them. It scares them greatly. So they're trying everything they can to label me as a hateful person, but they can't.
I can see you're not a hateful person, but you will have a mountain to climb.
Yes,
I think that, but you are making a great effort, and I think many people will support you. And I also want to, I told the audience, but I think they want to hear from you. Who can donate? Because I know a lot of foreigners are not allowed to donate, but who can donate based on California law?
Anybody can actually donate. Individuals, businesses, they can donate to my campaign. Just visit me at tomwong2022.com. And there's a donate section, and please donate. And there's no limit to the amount of money you could donate in this race.
That's important. Yes,
that is very important.
It's a local race. For federal race, you have I think it's $3,100 now for this year. But for local donation, say people who have some money in San Francisco area, if you want your children to be served right, you can donate to Tom, and that's no limit. If you have $1 million to spare, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, and there's no limit to the geographic too. It could be anyone nationwide donating to my campaign.
Yep, and I think Asian people need someone like you to speak for them.
There's also one thing I want to touch upon. That last Wednesday, the board unanimously approved a waiver to move forward with being able to close the schools and sell it without public comment.
Oh.
So either the board or the superintendent or the superintendent designee, which is anyone in the school employee, can close the school, sell it without public comment, and they could sell it for below market value, which means that it could be as low as $1, and the realtor commission could be above 6% with additional compensation, and it will be held a secret.
Wow.
It's
a rich ground for corruption.
Yes. So currently we have 2 schools that are closed, 6 on a chopping block with 4 properties. So we have 30 properties in the city of Hayward that belongs to the school district. That's a third of the properties that they will be selling, and it will lower home prices. It will push students to overcrowding. Parents will have no place to put their kids in. We need another middle school, but they're closing schools.
And they don't have a place to complain. It's more important.
And the city is growing. We are building dense housing. So it will destroy the city if this board is allowed to continue. That's why it is imperative. It's very important to have somebody like me on the board to stop the sale, stop the stealing of our tax dollars, and to actually focus on the community and on the children.
Thank you so much. And anything else you want to add?
Please remember to vote. Tell all your friends, family, neighbors, get the word out there. Please vote for me, and I will be the change. I will make you proud. I will serve my community proudly. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, and I want you to stay for like another minute, and I will speak in Cantonese. 各位聽眾，11月8號就係投票日，大家一定要投票啊！你即係民主制度啊 ，if you don't vote, you don't show up, you don't have it， 係咪啊？即係大家就一定要去 show up。咁咧就而且唔淨係好多人話聯邦選舉啊、參議員啊、眾議員幾重要，地方仲重要啊！你啲市長、院長、你啲學區委員啊，掌握晒你啲稅收嘅，所以大家一定要參與啊！我真係拜託大家參與啦，好嘛？今日阿湯就喺度顯示咗咧，我哋華人可以點樣去參與。佢真係即係我自己選過地方啲議員啊，好辛苦噶，又出錢又出力，所以咧大家一定要支持啊！唔該晒。Thank you, Tom. I think I wish you very good luck, and you are very, you set a great example for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.